in reading things and understanding things, I want to see the realities and what there is within the actual, and bring it and have that brought to an understanding of what can and will and needs and will be done, and the energy and the power that it takes to bring those things to be. But there are things in this world that are trying to covet, take over, and those things, they're just so controlling, they're so evil. And it's just an evil lot that wants to bring that about, so they will have us place a spot. It's like absolute total control over the entire world and all its beings, and that can never be. Because these ones that want that kind of control, they don't have that understanding, they don't have that feeling. If they did have it at one time, depending on where they came from, they lost it, they give it up, they traded. Maybe we all have this choice in the good or evil, and you make one choice or the other, and they made that other. And you lose this inside. You lose this feeling. Because this earth at one time was not like that at all. There were just creatures created over time, slowly. And it was graduating. Just gradually as nature calls. When things become too overbearing, well then you have thoughts. It makes you think, outside your normal what's going on, because the normal is not what's going on, as things have to change. And you have these thoughts that come that tell you what need to do, what need to be, And then it just gets passed on and gets passed on to where, it becomes a subterfuge, and it kicks in, and it's the viral thing, the happening. But these ones that stepped in, they overtook these gentle creatures, because they wanted something from them. Now, I wouldn't look like this, maybe. You wouldn't look like you, maybe. What we all look like, would have looked like, without this interceding, who knows? But now because of them, we are what we are. And in part of that seed that they have, there's such conflict. And it's supposed to be such a beautiful thing of creation, to have these godly powers. Because I'm here to tell you that was our gods. Mount Olympus, things like that. That was of a lesser degree, but it was the same ones, but passed on generations. Wow. I know I'm speaking to the wife that There's so much she wants to hear. It's just only so much she can hear. And it's just, I guess it's like, it blows your mind. Then after that, do you have the ability to go on and try to understand that, and just to not be left behind? But these seeds, that they had the powers they had, and they possessed the things that they could do, they could create life, and they changed life on this earth. And they are not the beginnings of the beginnings. They're not from there. They are not, and they were made by the Creator, as we were, the Creator of all. In our evolving process, what we need to be called in those times, well, there's pictures that the thoughts they put in your mind of the look, and maybe it really wasn't, but it's just a trick that someone put in there, like, geez, of a lesser degree. These dear ones, they did not have any beards. Or if they weren't the hairy kind. In the books, that story's been turned around to be told that it was the beardless ones that are the bad ones. But I can only see them living in with natures upon the earth here in harmony. And perhaps these, and they show their pictures, they were bearded ones. So perhaps they have a dual nature, to where the original earthlings, there was single-minded nature, and surviving. Geez, it's like we're part of a big zoo, and these took over and changed that. But there are so many parts of it that you have to review, But it does give me understanding. And I like that. Because it seems that thoughts is all I possess. Well, I'm speaking of thoughts, I'm going into the 12th tablets now, and give my time and thoughts to that. But it seems that the dual nature of these bearded ones that came, they touched in our lives with their essence. In order for us to procreate in this new change. And they gave to us that essence, and that was a power. It's to create. just like they at one time. Only I have the power of thought, and I can change. I have the power of thought to change. And I'm very grateful that I can be grateful to be receiving the gift of power from this essence that was given to us many, who knows how many eons ago. It could be as quick as a brief moment in passing. How quickly, no one really knows. There's no need to try to overcome and take, because anyone that tries to overcome and take and subdue your will and your freedom is wrong. And they're going to be dressed in blue helmets, and they'll have the initials UN. Those will be the enemies. Those will have to be stopped. Because in this time of change, Earth can come back to its base reality and its renewal, to be renewing itself. That's how it is here. And we likewise can renew ourselves. It's like a thought touches you, takes you into, there you go. And what kind of distraction was that? Is it something good? Is something to be proud of? Something that, deep in your heart of hearts, in your deepest soul, that you know is the best, it's good. Then if it isn't, then you and I can never be one. You and I can never share. It's all or none. And that's the way it has to come to be. And it is not with regret that I to Islam declare extinct. The lies and deceiving we've been told are wrong. I wrote it all out. You could make it a song. Look at it on Facebook. Look at it on YouTube. But this is a loving world. This is a loving people. And it's you that bring on the pretense and these wars and this evil in this time that you're extinct. Because even the possession of the weapons that we have, 5 million did you say? Well, they're just there to be there. And they will just lay there. They will never rust because you know how to care for, tend to, because it's part of the gift and the growing and then of the natures. It's a protection that was given at one time to defend one's and one's families. That's what they're about. So if you're coming and trying to take these, that means you and I can never be one. We can never share. You're becoming extinct. and of that thought that I do care, so that it be done. In His creation, there is indeed a God, the creator of all. From the beginning to the very beginning, you can't see into that. It's an impossibility. It's something that happened, and it happened, and it's over. And we're blessed. Inhale the air. That's a blessing. If it wasn't for that, we couldn't be. God just leads me to other things. And I'm sure I've said or written at one time. And I don't mean to be repeating myself, because there's just too much going on. Now I got to read the 12th tablet here. Peace out, and God love us all.